And what do I do? What's happening here? Do I cut this out? How do you do this? All right, make it bigger. What is happening? Yeah, you would think I would know how to do this, right? All right. So anyway, we have this. So we're in issue number 3 of Jet Magazine. It's a weekly Negro news magazine. I think they stopped publishing it in 2006, but um, this is the 3rd issue, only 15 cents. And oh, this is interesting, but not really. There's actually a Turner Classic movie called The Angi's Curse. Um, and wrong. But the name, these are people from the Congo, but somebody just picked a random name because they said it sounded exotic or whatever. Um, and yes, and they exotically cursed him, allegedly. Allegedly. But we're not gonna get into that. We're gonna get into the secret charm of Billy Daniels. Billy Daniels is singing witchery, has his singing witchery has amazing allure. I don't have him playing in the background. I'm gonna turn it down because I don't want them to take my audio out. Hey Google, turn the volume down. But what we will do is get into it. We will get into it. Hold on now, let me. Dang, now I gotta. Is it? How do I get to the next page? Dang, because I got it set up like this. All right, here we go. Right here. Ouch, my ankle. All right, so we're in the charm of Billy Daniels. As go the women, so go the nightclubs. Runs an old saying in show business. And the women flock to the places, I guess this will say, where singer Billy Daniels is employed. Do they though? Do they though? Nightclub proprietors and booking agents agree 100% on one obvious fact. Billy Daniels is dynamite among the females. I wonder how his wife feels about that. I don't like that. I need to listen to some Billy Daniels. Actually, I did, and I didn't get it. But then again, it's a lot of people now I don't necessarily get. I guess you had to have been there. Anyway, those seeking the secret Billy Daniels snake-like charm for women, not snake in the garden. Mm-mm. For women might find the answer in the remark of one. What is it? One. I'm just gonna say one languid blonde listening to him sing in a New York nightclub for the first time. Why he actually goes to with the song right on the floor in front of everybody? What? Man, who did this? Who did this? I am missing key words, but that's fine. This is whatever. I don't need this. Well, he actually goes to blank with a song right on the floor in front of everybody. What does he go to? I'm gonna say he goes to bed. Nightclub owners well know Billy's appeal to women. Lusty, lusty. Daniels has given sex I don't know, a vote. I'm gonna say a vote. I don't know. We don't know what that word is. It's either a V or a W. I'm gonna go with vote. Wrote one reviewer. It's not just harmony or rhythm. First exposure to Billy Daniels is an experience which has been described variously as aphrodisiac, aphrodisiac, aphrodisiacal, aphrodisiacal. Yeah, aphrodisiacal. I was doing too much. Ecstatic, ka. I don't know what ka is. Daniels calls it basic. He said, this is standard. Y'all must not be experiencing nothing in your lives, losers. All right, beautiful nightclub corins. What's a corin? It's like a chorus girl. Let's look that up. We love a new word. Let's see. What's a corin? Chorine. Corin. Ah, my foot. A Corin is a chorus girl. Okay. So nightclub corns are attracted to Billy Daniels, as are male patrons who go into emotional frenzy at Billy's song style. The men like it too. Okay. All right. The almighty dollar is responsible for Daniels' unique favor in nightclubs, the theaters, nightclubs, theaters, and movies. He earns for his employers 5 times the $5,000 a week he gets. Okay, he was really rolling in money, even, well, I don't know about today's standards for entertainers, but that's a lot of money. A natural culture, the ability to use the right knife and fork to publicly demean himself at all times with a sort of continental decor, does not completely cloak a powerful masculine lure that sets him apart from all contemporary male singers. Whoever wrote this is writing a little too hard. Now you doing a little too much. This is too flowery for me. He has developed it, fashioned it into something he can turn on at will. There is no mistaking his masculinity, for it fairly drips from him. But he carries this emotional atomic bombshell as naturally as a cowboy packs his pistol. Baby, one thing about them back in the day, they was writing a little too hard. Mm, I can't think of the word. I can't think of what I'm trying to the correct term for it. It's too much. Starts with an A. It's not an allegory. The other one. He has added the expressiveness of hand gestures, transforms himself into a dynamic, impressionistic bundle of nervous musical tension when on a nightclub floor. He seems to direct each subtle whisper of his voice to the women listening to him, weaves a spell in which the message, through impersonal, though impersonal, seems directed to every female ear tuned in on him. With this version of black magic, he actually performs all the necromancy dead called for by the song and beyond it. He tantalizes, teases, yet scorns those listening by the very timbre of his tones. Race proud Daniels, who could have been a white man long ago, started his career in his native Jacksonville, Florida, where he got a job singing with Erskine Hawkins Band. He migrated to New York, found the picking slim, $15 a week, in its cellar bistros and juke joints. This he augmented with in between jobs as a sailor, added to his stock in trade singing experiences in Sue's, Milan, Paris, and London clubs. When the Negro owned Ebony Club opened on Broadway in 1941, Daniels got his break through his bosom buddy, the late Harlem playboy Dick Wales. At Ebony, Walter Winchell, Lee Mortimer, Dorothy Killengallen heard and started plugging him in their columns. There followed work in streamlined East Side wine and music rooms. With Hollywood and Las Vegas dates that confirmed his ability to create thrilling vocal undertones that whisper the call of the sexes. Okay, Billy Daniels was in. Today, he is king in the kingdom he alone created for himself. Um, Here, Billy is keeping himself well groomed, and his wife tours with him on long trips. She said, "I know what's up." Okay, that's cute. They cute. Okay, Corins, the little chorus girls. Okay, Billy has a run of clubs and spots he plays. Here he chats with some chorus girls. Is that it? All right, that's it. Um, let's let's get further into this Billy Daniels because I want y'all to see something. I want y'all to see something. And y'all see how he had thrown in the race proud Daniels could have been a white man long ago. And the question is, was he already a white man? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let's see what I got. Billy Daniels. Let's get into it. Billy Daniels. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. Can we get a non-black and white picture? Because so William Boone was an American singer active in the US and Europe from the 30s to 1988, notable for his hit recording of That Old Black Magic and his pioneering performances on early 1950s TV. He was one of the first African American entertainers to cross over into the mainstream. Daniels was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1977. Um, so he was born in Jacksonville, Florida, where his dad was a postmaster and notary, and his mom was a school teacher and organist. And Daniels had a heritage of Portuguese sailor. What the what is a Portuguese sailor heritage? Portuguese? Is there something particular about a Portuguese sailor? Who did that? Native American, Choctaw, African American, and frontiersman, Daniel Boone. So why was he black? Because he had it's a drop of black in him. He went to Columbia University in 1935. Planned to become a lawyer, but was sidetracked during the Depression. That's interesting. When was Columbia? Because when was Columbia University desegregated? A private Ivy League. Um, let's get into this because the question is, when was uh, when was Columbia? What the? What the? Not printing. Okay, come back. Come go to the end. University desegregated. Okay, so this is 1935. He was trying to get in. Um, so that's interesting. When did they allow black students? Okay, okay. Wait. Um, let's. When did Columbia University integrate? Okay. Hmm. So it said Columbia University, right? Let's go back. Let's go back because here goes the thing. Let's get into this. Billy Daniels. Let's see. Was it Columbia University or because here's my thing. Here's yeah. So it's Columbia University in um 1968. Um blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. They just had protests. But when did it desegregate? Because that tells you everything you need to know. And it might be kind of first black student. Okay, we're gonna see. We're gonna see something because it's gonna bring up an important. You may be wondering why do I care? Um, they start entering Teachers College Columbia. Okay, what in the world is going on? Let's go in here. Black women at Columbia. I don't necessarily want to talk about black women, but I guess if they started accepting black women, they probably definitely accepted black men. Um, what is Teachers College Columbia? Okay, so at a teacher's college. Okay, so you could become a teacher. Okay. Okay, so this was okay, so maybe he was in there. Maybe he could have got in there. All right, so we'll let it slide. But I mean, if you was related to Daniel Boone, let me see. 'Cause Daniel Boone, I know was bye, bye. See, 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 that's what we talking about. Anywho, this is they consider him black. And that brings up an important point. I want y'all to see. Right, here's him and one of his wives. She was white. Um, Now, of course, white. I guess they did desegregation, whatever. But okay, you're probably wondering why do you care so much? I'm gonna tell you why I care so much. I I'm very interested in the whole biracial, multiracial thing, like who is considered black, and it's just really interesting to me because I hear some people that say I like, of course, at the time we're in, a lot of people say I identify as blankety blank, and it's like accepted. And that's especially with gender. But it's more of a problem if somebody says, "Well, I identify as this race." Then it's more of a problem, and I wonder why, since both are social constructs, as they say, um, but I kind of wonder. This is what I'm wondering. If not, is it because for some people who are just like you have some transgender men, oh, I'm sorry, is it transgender women for the most trans women for the most part used to be men um competing in women's sports and dominating, and it's like, are you trying to be black or other so that you can, you know, it's easier for you to get positions and notoriety because you're associating with something else, but you already have a privilege, you already have um an advantage. And so for someone who is biracial is because of their proximity to whiteness, and so I look white. But I can say, "Well, I got black," and it's like, based off of how society has, at the time, and even I guess present day in America for the most part, if you have any black and you're considered black. So it's like, I mean, based off of what the government says, I'm considered black. But in reality, are you? And are you just doing it because you benefit from being black? But it's just like you're still accepted in white spaces, and no one would know that you were black if you didn't tell them that you had one drop. Because I mean, based off of all that he got going, I'm sorry if you got Daniel Boone in you and Portuguese sailor, Portuguese sailor. What's Portuguese sailor like? Uh, Portu- Portuguese sailor. Portugal is in, ain't that right next to Spain? That's in Europe. But it was mentioned Portuguese sailor, Choctaw. I mean, it's more. Look, we're the vanguard of European exploration. That's Portuguese sailor. Portuguese sailor. So that's like white on white, drop of black, Choctaw, basically white. But I really want y'all to see a picture. Billy Daniels. Billy Daniels. Let's get a color picture because it's kind of hard to tell what somebody look like. So here we go. Here we go. Um, Here we get up. Okay, here's him. Here's a color picture. He look a little Spanish. Well, like when I say not Spanish, so that's white. Like I mean, basically, he looks white. Yeah, it's a white man with a tan. So that's interesting. That's something to think about. That's something to think about. Just not that I really care. I mean, I care, but it's like I care because it's there are other implications to that, and that's something I want to talk about. So anyway, if anyone happens to watch this, drop down in the comments and tell me what your take is on it. Like, there's a benefit to appropriating, not appropriating, but um assimilating or like focusing on certain traits or identities over others. Sometimes we take advantage of that, even though we may not even need the advantage. But I mean, he wanted the he wanted the advantage, and it benefited him. But that's interesting because look, I mean, he got a whole white wife. Who's gonna stop him? I mean, they didn't really stop celebrities from, dating interracially, especially if you basically look white, but still, yeah, talk about it. Let's talk about it. Anywho, that's all I got. That's our episode, y'all. That's my episode